Hello everyone, this is Cher from CHER&CHARLIES Personal Crafts. I have two crafts tonight to show you. One is how to make a cloth dog bone for a Christmas gift for one of your precious dogs. Also, another craft that I will show you at the end and explain it. This is the dog bone that I made, and I'm going to show you how I made it. So let's get started. Okay, the size of the material is 18 by 11, but you can make your dog bone any size you would like. This is just the material that I decided to use. I did get this material from the Dollar Tree in the craft section, and they're called fats. So right now I am going to sketch out a dog bone. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you're going to fold your material in half on the opposite side of the good part of the material is what I'm trying to say. Just to let you know, you will also need some type of filler, which I forgot to show you in the beginning. I am going to use an old pillow that I had made a couple years ago. And the filler is perfectly fine. So we're going to use that filler, or you can purchase with any filler that you would like for your dog bone. But that's what I chose to use because I had it on hand. Now I'm carefully cutting out the dog bone, and after I cut it out, we're going to thread our needle and start sewing on the good side. Take the good sides of the bone. I had anticipated starting on the opposite side of the material and then turn it inside out, but I decided against it because it wasn't working out very well. So we're going to start sewing on the good sides of the dog bone material. Doesn't have to be perfect. After all, it's made out of love for your puppy. So this one's for Charlie because I already made the first one that you saw for Bronx. Okay, I just wanted to pop in here and tell you that I am taking a little bit of hot glue, putting it at the ends of the bone so that it will stay in place when I start sewing. Okay, it's a little off camera, but I am just doing a basic inside-outside stitch. You can do any kind of stitch that you want, but this kind of works for me, and sometimes I go back over it because it is for a dog, and we know how dogs can tear things apart. So I kind of just went in and out, back stitch, and went over it maybe once or twice to make sure that it's very secure. This is a little time consuming, but just think about the dog that you love so much, like my Charlie. And take your time and watch TV, have a glass of iced tea, and enjoy yourself. Okay, once your bone is halfway completed, sewn, you're going to start adding your filler. So start putting your filler in. I use a pencil or whatever I have to get it down into the bone. So just watch and you'll see what I'm doing. And then after I get it halfway filled, I start sewing again until I leave a very small opening. Put more filler in, make it nice and tight for the dog, like really push it in there. So at the very end, you'll have a tiny little hole, and then I use that tiny hole to fill it all the way to the top. And then I sew up the last inch or so, make it nice and tight, like I'm doing here with the pencil, get inside to the bone, to the angles of the bone, and then sew up that last inch of it. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, our finished dog bone. I'm just tidying up the little end of the bone, and as you see, it'll be all locked up and tight, but let me just remind you to please fill it as tight as you can so it's a nice filled and tight dog bone, because I don't know about you, but Bronx will tear this thing up. So I also give it some extra love and tighten it up real good. Give it some extra thread. It is time consuming, but it's worth it. Look how cute this is. And now I'm just cutting off all the little ends, all the little strings hanging off. And then I'm going to put a cute little bow on here for, this one is for Charlie. I already made, I don't know who, yeah, one's Bronx, one's Charlie. It doesn't matter. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next craft. God bless. Okay, we are going to be making a centerpiece from this beautiful glass globe that my neighbor gave me. Now this is much larger in person, so I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, but I want you to work with me on this. So I took out everything I could possibly put into the globe that would work, but the first thing you're going to need is Epsom salts. I think that works best instead of sugar or those real light fake snow in Dollar Tree. I would recommend the Epsom salts. So I'm going to put 2 bags because this globe is huge. But if you have a small vase, like the ones they sell in Dollar Tree, you'll only need about 1 bag. So I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to start playing around with my ornaments to see what will work, and I'm showing you with the things that I could possibly use, but definitely pick up some of the Dollar Tree lights. That's probably one thing you'll definitely be using for this craft. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video. Charlie and I would sure appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. As you see, I'm putting in this leftover moss that I had, I guess from another project, but I end up removing it. This is all a part of crafting. I didn't quite like the effect. So let's see what we can come up with. Just get all your things out, the little houses, pine cones that I got out in the woods and painted, the Dollar Tree lights, flowers, poinsettias, anything Christmassy that you have. You use what you want. It does not have to be exactly like mine. Okay, so let's get to work. So as you see, I started it, put things in, didn't like it, took it out. So what I'm going to do is remove mostly everything and put the house in first. First the Epson sauce, then the house, and I found that it was much easier to move my items around inside the globe. So like, it's all trial and error when you're crafting. But I think you're gonna like it in the end. So just play around with it, see what works, what doesn't work. I do love that little green house, but I kind of wish it was red. They only had one left. I should have grabbed it, but I really thought the forest green would look nice. So now I am attempting to put not one, but 2 sets of lights. I have some colored lights that are real small, little, and I figured I'd stick them both in there, and then I have a set of the Dollar Tree white lights. So after I get done putting in these are really beautiful sparkly picks. After I add them, I'm going to start adding my colored lights, which you can barely see, and the white lights. That's a bit of a challenge getting them in there, so just take your time, and I would recommend turning the lights on so you can see exactly where you want them. I would like to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. I probably won't be doing a recording until then. Love you guys. Please subscribe or share this video, like this video. I'd really appreciate it. Have a wonderful holiday. I sent out all the cards except for Radha's. I'm going to send her separate. So they are out, girls. Congratulations, and I'll see you soon.